What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, and in today's video, I would like to go over what is the biggest Tyrannosaurus Rex that we have ever found. Tyrannosaurus Rex, the Tyrant Lizard King, is what that actually stands for. It was one of the biggest carnivorous dinosaurs ever to exist. Matter of fact, there's only three other ones that I can think of off the top of my head that were bigger than Tyrannosaurus Rex: Giganotosaurus, Carcharodontosaurus, and Spinosaurus. And I'll cover all those in future videos. Please drop a comment down below with which one you would like to see me cover next. Um, but not everybody knows a whole lot about Tyrannosaurus Rex outside of it's big and it starred in Jurassic Park. Everybody loves Rexy. What was the biggest one that we've legitimately ever found? So I'm going to go over some facts real quick, and then we're going to get into the article, which is what is the biggest Tyrannosaurus Rex. So basically, T-Rex roamed the North Americas in the Cretaceous period. It had a great sense of smell and a great sense of vision, which, contrary to Jurassic Park, T-Rex could see you if you stood still. If you stood still in front of a T-Rex, you were just signing your own death warrant. And it could run, believe it or not, relatively fast, about 32 kilometers per hour. That's about 28 miles per hour. It had a bite force of 35,000 newtons, or 7,868 pounds, which is, I want to say, the largest bite force ever recorded by anything on the planet. And I might be wrong about that. There may be some that actually could do more. T-Rexes were primarily hunting with their mouths. They didn't have big arms, as you know, they're famously small little arms. So they would come up on their prey and just use that massive bite force to take it out. There's also a lot of controversy as to whether or not they were primarily scavengers versus whether or not they were actually just full-blown hunters. And to be honest, the honest answer to that is they probably did both. Predators today do both. There's no reason why T-Rex wouldn't have came across a already dead thing and just said, that's a free meal, and just ate the thing. But what was the biggest Tyrannosaur? So real quick, guys, before we get into this, I just would like to say I don't own the rights to this article. This particular one is coming from history.com. Please go over there and show them some love if you would feel like. But not, we're going to go over a little bit of this anyway, so let's go ahead and hit the high notes. Back in the 1990s, it took nearly a decade for paleontologists in Canada to extricate the massive Tyrannosaurus rex skeleton known as Scotty from its solid sandstone casing. Now, for the first time, researchers from the University of Alberta have taken Scotty's detailed and accurate measurements at nearly 42 feet long. The dinosaur weighed an estimated 19,555 pounds, 8,870 kilograms, when it roamed prehistoric Saskatchewan some 66 million years ago, making it the world's largest known T-Rex and the biggest dinosaur ever found in Canada. Through painstaking work, paleontologists managed to recover about 65% of the specimen, officially known as RSM P2523.8, after its discovery nearly 30 years ago. But until recently, the enormous fossil hadn't been completely prepared for analysis. The new research, led by paleontologist Scott Pearson from the University of Alberta, was published in the journal The Anatomical Record. By measuring Scotty's hip, leg, and shoulder bones, Pearson and his team were able to estimate that the dinosaur's nearly 10-ton body mass. Their study of Scotty was the first to take detailed measurements and compare the specimen to other known T-Rex fossils, including the famous Sioux, once considered the biggest T-Rex skeleton ever found. Discovered in 1990 in South Dakota, Sioux weighed in at about 18,651 pounds, around 5% lighter than Scotty. And Sioux was the biggest tyrannosaur that we had found up until this point, essentially. So, a quote from the paleontologist: "This is the Rex of Rexes," Pearson said in a statement. "There is considerable size variability among tyrannosaurs. Some individuals were lankier than others, and some were more robust. Scotty exemplifies the robust." And jump down. By studying the growth patterns in the dinosaur's bones, the paleontologists estimated that it died in its early 30s, which is an unusually long life by Tyrannosaur standards. Which makes sense when you really think about it, guys, because Tyrannosaurs lived a rough life. They were fighting giant things to eat them, even though they themselves were giant, but they would take damage from their prey. They would also fight each other. There's lots of evidence of Tyrannosaurs like fighting and actually cannibalizing one another. So with them doing that, it makes perfect sense that they would not live very long. Very few of them made it to adulthood, and the ones that did, though top predators, didn't really live all that long. You could kind of like think of it like a lion. Lions don't generally live for outside of captivity. They don't live a long life, but they do live a hard life. That makes a lot of sense. And I'm not going to go into the full article, guys. If you guys would like to know more about Scotty himself, please go there and check out that website there. And if you guys would like for me to go over it, drop about 50 likes on this video, and I will cover the specifics of Scotty. But let me know what you guys thought. Now that you guys know this was the biggest T-Rex, and I just want to say, okay, think about what 42 feet actually is. All right, that's the length of like some school buses. That dinosaur couldn't even fit like inside of an entire house. It was just that big. And it was kind of odd because, like I said, the average for T-Rexes was probably about 40 feet, but that was based off of Sue. Now we know that if the bigger they got, they actually could get a little bit bigger. Although he's probably maxing out at the end of his life, I think, is probably that. So he probably wasn't getting much bigger than what it was. So the odds of us finding one bigger than Scotty at this point, I think, is kind of slim. But you never know. There could be a bigger one out there. I'd like to know if there is. But one day we'll actually find out. But until next time, though, guys, please remember to hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, follow me on all my social medias, which will come up next, as well as drop comments down below with what you would like to see me cover next and what you guys think about Scotty. So until next time, though, guys, I will see you in the next video.